everybody. Welcome to my channel, Newsboy Audio Speaker Reviews and Audio Reviews. I've got a new blog out. Check that out. We're going to come out with more and more speaker reviews, more and more amplifier reviews. We've got other equipment as well. Just want to really encourage everybody to be a part. And you know, if we could get more likes and subscribes, maybe we can make a little money on these from the ad revenue or whatnot. We could go professional. Right now we have like 30 amazing subscribers. We love doing these, so we'll keep doing them even if we only have 30 people. But if we could get more, we'll do more editing and more scripting and really try to make these a little bit more refined, maybe be a little bit more accurate. Anyways, I'm just here cleaning these things up. I've got a clock here that's got a little dampness to it. We've got a kitty that likes to climb on speakers. Speakers are a favorite object of kitties. They love climbing on top of them. Got to be careful. They like to use them as scratching posts. Cost you a lot of money if they do. So make sure you, yell at your kitty if they start scratching your speakers up. I don't allow my cats on my speakers. If they sit on them, they get yelled at. We spray them with a water bottle to discourage them and keep them away. Speakers are no-go for the kitty, and so we don't have much problems with the scratching. But we do get quite a bit of hair, and these are forbidden, so kitties love the forbidden and love to get on what they're not supposed to get onto. So there's no keeping them away, but at least they're not scratching up my stuff. We give them also scratch posts and other things if you got dog cats. The dogs, they're a little clumsy. You got to keep the balls away from them and things, the speakers. But other than that, they're pretty easy. Kids are another problem. The kids are a huge problem with these dome tweeters. Seeing them all the time on the used market, dented. They come down in price. You could pop them out if they get dented. You really shouldn't hear the difference. If you do, take a some people recommend vacuum, some say double tape, put it on, pull it out, and you pop out the dome tweeter. You get it mostly back to the original condition, but you'll have a little dent in there for the rest of your listening speakers. Would you hear it? Probably not, but us audiophiles are a peculiar bunch, and some of us believe we are superhuman that can hear things that we can't. So just having a damaged speaker doesn't give your next buyers, when you sell those speakers, a nice warm feeling that you want. So try to keep them up to condition. Here we got the Bowen Wilkins 602 Series 3s. You could tell the Series 3s, I've mentioned this in my other videos, by the silver cone in the center of the woofer, the yellow Kevlar woofer mid-range, and a silver tweeter up on top. It's also got the port down here, front port, which is really cool. They don't have a port on the back, so they're not dipole, they're just in the front. Works in most rooms, very nice, but is a little directional. These do come with stands. We've got the stands on the focals. You can buy the stands for a couple $100, even today on the open market. They look pretty good. They have the Bowen Wilkins labels on it, and you could throw them up on it. They're not really, if you can't tell, they're not really a bookshelf speaker. They're giant. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, the woofer is rather large. The tweeter is very large too. So when you do put them on the stand, you're not really saving much room. And they do sound the best on stands. Is it better to get bookshelf speakers versus a tower? Well, the tower does produce more bass, can hold more bass drivers, so you'll get more bass from tower speakers, typically speaking, but they take up more room. And is it even ideal or necessary to have the low below 100 hertz on a speaker? This thing will dip down to 60 hertz, 40 hertz maybe. But it will, you'll see the curve and it will really drop off. With a subwoofer can pick that curve back up and give you the extra bass. When you're pumping your, most of your wattage through the base of the subwoofer, you're going to hit you're going to be providing most of your power down low. So a subwoofer will come with a D-class amp that costs a couple $100, maybe at most. And it will be able to power those speakers very efficiently, very adequately, and you won't even know that they're a D-class amp. You could save your tweets and your mids for your AB amps or your more expensive amps. You can position the subs around the room how you want. You can use 1 or 2 subs. Many people say 2 subs sound best because it gives a more balanced bass distribution. I've seen people with 4 subs, 1 in each corner of the room. Another great option. You need to play with the options, but it does leave these bookshelf speakers available and very well for those types of environments. I used to use this as a surround sound speaker. I had the 604s, which are a floor standing speaker. But these have been so dominating that I've used them on my desk. I've used them in other situations as well. They sound just as good as the 604s. They just don't dip down as low as the towers. So you may be able to avoid a subwoofer with a tower, but it will never be ideal. And the best situation is to always use a subwoofer anyways. And that's my general recommendation. As far as how this sounds like the Bowen Wilkins 600 series. It's got the tweeter and the mid-range that they're famous for, and they all pretty much sound pretty similar except for that bass end. You can find the bookshelf speaker, the 601s, or the 600s even in the series 3s. And the 600s, I've got a pair in the other room, is even smaller than this. Doesn't have the port in it, and it's a really true more bookshelf speaker. This one will dip below the 80 hertz. Bookshelf speakers, the 600s and possibly the 601s won't dip as low. So subwoofer is definitely needed in those situations, a little bit more than this one does. This is a full range speaker, as we said. It's got the Kevlar drivers, and one of the reasons I recommend the Kevlar drivers is they are tough. In the used markets, they're the #1 reason I recommend Bowen Wilkins. You get a great valued speaker that will last for the rest of your life. I've had paper cone tweeters or paper cone woofers dry out, crumble, and fall apart, and the only way to rescue them is to recone them, literally put new paper on the woofer, which is a big process. I've never done it, and I'm extremely intimidated by it. These Kevlar cones will last 100 years, won't dry out, won't get damaged. The only issue I've ever seen is they get in the sunlight, they change color, they get more light if they've been kept out in the summer. Also, these surrounds, I believe they're rubber. They call them surrounds or rubber foam. Some of them are foam, but I believe the 602s are rubber. One of my commenters, I said foam, but I meant rubber. Anyways, I don't know. They're either foam or rubber. Just get the right material. You scratch this off. If they get hard, they become brittle and they'll break. You could scratch them off with a blade. The Kevlar is so tough that it makes the process easy. Most people can do it. You can get these new inserts and put them on there, put some glue on there. There's YouTube videos on how to do it. I've never come out with a video on how to do it. I've never done the replacements of these, but they're easy to do. The other damage that you'll see is the bent tweeters. Bowen Wilkins no longer supports these speakers. They support speakers for about 20 years before they discontinue them. They will have parts on a little bit older, some parts here and there. You have to contact your local distributor to know. But Bowen Wilkins will not provide new domes on here. That does not mean new domes are not available tweeter domes. On the used market, there is aftermarket tweeter domes available from China. Some of them are blue in color, some of them are silver in color. I recommend the silver in color ones. And if you look on eBay, you can find them. They're not as good as the originals. They might not be perfect, but I can't tell the difference between them. A aftermarket tweeter cover and a official Bow & Wilkins tweeter cover sounds the same. These are new. I got these in Bow & Wilkins or in Buffalo when I bought them. They've never been replaced. They've never been damaged, and they sound great. I'm selling them after 8 years in the marketplace. I bought them for about $800. I bought them with the 604s for $800. I just sold the 604s for $900. So I have these in my profit, and I used them for 6 years, or 6 to 8 years, around 8 years, and enjoyed them for 8 years, which is just incredible that I've been able to enjoy a speaker for so long and then sell them for the exact same or a little bit more than what I got them for. And that's the wonderful world of the used market. And that's why I'm making these videos in here, guys. Because when you're buying a new speaker, the day you take it home, you lose 20%, 30% on the value of your speaker. The next couple of years, they will drop down to 40, 50, 60%. A 10-year-old speaker will see almost no depreciation. You'll be able to keep it and enjoy it. And it really just does not make much big of a difference. The more expensive older speakers sound better, but are cheaper now. And so it balances out and you don't have that depreciation, which is why we shop and sell and buy and do everything in the used market. In fact, when I'm buying a speakers, I don't see it as even a purchase. It's an investment. I keep that speaker, and as long as I don't damage it, I can get my money back from that speaker. If something goes wrong, I can sell that speaker easily and get cash back for it. And I'm buying it from someone just like me who's selling it just like I am. So I can buy it and then turn around and usually sell it for the same price that I'm buying it. As long as I'm making sure I'm checking the price, getting a good deal, and watching the auctions, I can come away with profits often. Now, how do we do this? Hi-Fi Shark is a great website. Go on it. If you don't know what it is, search that, Google that up, Hi-Fi Shark. Type in your speaker, and you can see the sales history throughout time. AudioGone also has histories and speaker histories for those in the US, and they also can be, you can go through and you can look at them all. But that's what they are. So the 602 Bow & Wilkins Series 6, great speaker, very, very nice. I've since upgraded to the 800 series about the same time. Another great speaker to check out, a little bit more money. Very comparable in performance. One speaker was based off the other, and depending on the generation that you want to get, you'll be golden. Anyways, great for home theater systems, great for hi-fi, great for music. Enjoy.